And you know, I think that consumers are right when they say bad things about realtors. I mean, see, can you tell I'm like real pumped today? Okay, so other things that bug me about realtors and how they treat their clients. Okay. And I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but this is kind of like a, I guess, a vent session for me, but will benefit you. It really bugs me when, you know, a realtor is desperate for business and, you know, a buyer calls them on the phone and says, you know, I want to see this property. And the realtor, without hesitation, you know, what's your name? The only thing they get from the consumer is their name. And they rush right over to show them the house. You know, and I know I might have talked about this a little bit before when I was talking about buyer agency, but that doesn't benefit anybody. If you were to call me on the phone today and say, you know, Renee, I saw your video and I'm in the Philadelphia area and I want to, you know, I think, you know, you're great. You know, thank you. That's what I would say first. And you say you want to see this house. Okay, great. We're going to get to that. But there's other things that we need to do before we rush out to see this house. Number one, I don't know anything about you. And other than my videos, you really don't know anything about me. So if I run out to show you this property, it's not a win-win for either one of us. There are things that have to be done. For instance, I need to know your name. I need to know, I have to read you your consumer notice, which will explain to you that, you know, you shouldn't be telling me any confidential information because I don't work for you yet. Anything you say, I can use to hurt you or to benefit the seller. So until you hire me, don't tell me any confidential information. So if you understood the consumer notice from my other videos, you would know that these realtors should not be running out to show you properties. Again, these are my opinions, and it's my opinion that if a realtor does that, they're desperate for business and they don't value themselves, their time or their services if they just, you know, hang up the phone and run out to the nearest property when they don't know if you can afford this property. They don't even know if you have a job. You may have told them that you had a job, but maybe you don't have a job. That's, you know, maybe that's old school thinking, I don't know, but I've never done that in my career. And I don't want to start now. A good realtor, a professional realtor will, a lot of realtors say, you know, well, I don't want to lose, you know, that client. Well, you aren't their client to lose. So you're not really losing anything. You have to be my client in order for me to lose you as a client. So, you know, when realtors say that, it just burns me up because they didn't lose anything. They're actually hurting you. So, you know, if you're a serious home buyer, if you really want to buy a home and you're looking for a good agent, then you'll want to meet with the agent before you go see a property. There's a ton of properties out there right now, and the properties are going to be there. But the last thing you want to do is get yourself into a situation with a horrible realtor, and now you're ready to put an offer on this house, and you're like, wow, this realtor doesn't communicate well. They're not doing anything for me. I told them I wanted to offer this. They offered that. You know, I feel like maybe, you know, we offered too much. The realtor's supposed to do their job and do some research for you. You know, is the house really worth what the seller's asking? How much did the seller actually pay for the house? When did the seller buy the house? And they can find these things out through the public records. And this is what we're supposed to do. You know, I always hear, oh, all the realtor does is throw a sign on the lawn and that's the end of it. Well, maybe there are realtors out there that do that. I know that I don't do that. I'm doing these videos with the hopes of helping somebody out there. You know, and another thing that, well, this confuses me actually. When a consumer hires a realtor and then they go on the internet and they ask other realtors questions pertaining to their realtor. That's what we're here for. I answer those questions, but I just don't understand why or where the questions are coming from. If you've hired a realtor and you're afraid to talk to your realtor, then right there, bells and whistles should be going off that realtor is not right for you. So, you know, maybe it's time to bring the realtor in and sit them down and say, maybe this is not working. But, so, you know, and listen, I'm sure I'm not right for everybody, But all I always ask my clients to do once they hire me is, if you're not happy with me, you have to communicate with me. You can't, if you're not telling me and I'm just going through the process thinking everything's hunky-dory, and every time I talk to you, you're like all smiles and giggles and, and then out of the blue, you stop communicating with me and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I don't want to work with you anymore. I can't buy a house anymore. Well, you can't just get out of hiring a realtor. There's a process to that. I'm all about, if you don't want to work with me, then by all means we need to separate, because that's not going to do any of us, either one of us, any good. But I am going to try to find out what's going on, because I have to know. If I did something wrong, you need to tell me so that I can better myself as a realtor, and hopefully I don't do that again to another client. So communication is key. It's okay to go on the internet and ask some questions. Maybe you asked your realtor and maybe, they didn't actually get what you were saying. So you're just looking out, or maybe you just want to see if, what your realtor is telling you is in fact true. You should trust your realtor. If you do what I tell you to do and sit down with the realtor and ask questions and interview the realtor, there should be no question, if you hire that realtor, that what they're telling you, they're telling you to help you, and you're trusting in them. If you're going on the internet for the mere fact that you don't believe what your realtor is saying, that's telling you that realtor is not right for you. So the reason for this video was for me just to get into a little bit of issues that are out there right now that consumers go through, and it is a two-way street. Same thing for a realtor. If the realtor is not getting along with you, then the realtor needs to cut ties, and we can do that. We can say, this is not working out. I think you should find another realtor. I don't know, I would respect somebody if they told me that, and I respect consumers that are honest with me and tell me that. So if you've had any of these issues, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to email me at reneeporsia.com. I'm sorry, that's my website. Go to my website. It's www.reneeporsia.com. And if you'd like to email me, it's actually reneeporsia@mac.com. That's really it for today. Feel free, like I said, to email me. I don't want to keep rambling on, but that's my venting issues for today.